you. But this is your roast rate for the current week in a special early edition since we got started so early. Welcome in. Thank you for your waiting so patiently. You actually weren't yelling at me that much that time. I granted all you also do not go back and look at chat. So maybe Peter coming in changed that. But this is contrast coffee, the dark and the light. But we do have our Ethiopian. I'm pretty sure the D is going to be silent, right? Or is it the J that's silent? Would it be Djimmah? Why Peter ignore me? Peter's so mean. Peter's so mean. But I figured, ma. This is from the Upper Peninsula. But give me beans. Give me beans. But this is from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Sold locally. These beans are tiny. Like, look at that. Look at how small those beans are. They ain't no fat beans. It's probably just a J. Yeah, like a Djimmah. Yeah. UP. UP rep. It is out of... I'm not sure. I thought it said. Iron River, Michigan. It's out of Iron River, Michigan. But these beans do be tiny. This is a light roast. It's very fruity. You can tell it's not nearly as dark as last week's was. Oh, look at that streamception. But it sure is not nearly as dark as last week was. You can almost see through it. But it's got very, very fruity tones. You can smell the blueberry very strongly. The blueberry is what goes through hardcore. We are looking at some hints of blueberry. Color me shocked. New coffee glass? No, we've had that one. It's the same one. We've had a roast rate cup for almost a year now. A special one. Dang, that's almost Minnesota. Damn. But oh, now it's a little body in there. Now it's a little body in there. Now it's a little body in there. Did you always show a different side? Oh, no, it's a little paw. It's not a body, it's a paw. A little paw. Look at that boy. No, Pan sent me that forever ago. But I never like turned it or whatever. She always yelled at me that I never had anything pink, so she decided, and you can barely tell it's pink. At this point, after how many times it's been washed, it probably isn't. But a big shout out to my mother, Annie Girl. Whatever the numbers after her name are. 64, I think. Yeah, it's the first time we've seen the paw side. The paw side. But thank you, Mother, for your undying support and your accumulation of 10,000 channel points and for buying the beans. Holy moly. But thank you so much for your continued support and everything you do for me. You are fantastic. You are a great Majar. But blueberry, sugarcane, and I have no idea what a papaya tastes like. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that taste note. From the smell of it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very blueberry over that kind of stuff. But we'll see for sure. I imagine it's going to be very sweet. Indeed. Indeed. But let's get to sipping, shall we? Oh, blueberry right off the get-go. And then it goes into what I assume is a papaya taste. That is a very sweet cup of coffee. Definitely not bitter in the least bit. I would imagine Pops, Steven suggested it, noise. I actually went to school with the guy that runs the coffee shop down there, where Mother got it. And so there's a lot of blueberry right off the get-go. I'd be interested to see what this would be like in a pour over, or not a pour over, French press, or pour over, either or, something that gives it a longer time. It's not bold. It's definitely the blueberry hits hard though. And then I assume it goes into the papaya. I don't know if I really get too much of the sugar cane. Maybe. I bet it's tasty. I bet you this is very tasty cold brewed for sure. I might have to look into it and see how that goes. see what the process of cold brewing coffee is and how it goes, what it implies, what I have to do it. But I don't really get sugar cane. Um, it's definitely a very fruity cup of coffee. You're looking at Ethiopian beans, put water and coffee in mason jar and put it in the fridge for a day or two. Is that it? Really? Like, is it ground? Do you put the ground or do you just throw the whole bean in? I don't know. I don't know at all. But it's definitely a very sweet bean. And so for those of you guys who are not a fan of the bitterness of coffee, this would be a fantastic cup and fit your palate very well. For me, obviously, I'm more of a bitter fan. Would I take this over my normal cup? I'm probably going to end up giving this a 5 just because I feel pretty indifferent about it. Whereas I do like blueberries. It doesn't have enough hit for me. I don't know. It's average. I consider it interchangeable with my everyday coffee that I drink. Um, it's for those of you who this is your first roast rate, a reminder of the way our rating system goes. If I consider it interchangeable with my everyday coffee that I would drink, I give it a 5, and then I base it off of that. If I would rather drink my everyday coffee, I go lower. If I would rather drink that over my everyday coffee, I'd go higher. Being a light roast, it's already got something hard to too complicated for me. I don't know. It seems it seems pretty easy, but it just it doesn't have the hit for me. So it's my first stream. No, stop. I'm just trying to help because I know when you say 5 out of 10, people are just like, "Oh, rough, man." You know, that's. I mean, I just like to give the whole understanding of the way that the rating goes. Again, because it's a light roast, it's gonna have a harder time to push past that for me, just because you don't have the bitterness, you don't have those the subtle darker roast flavorings. It is a simple cup of coffee. I cannot complain about that. It is very sweet. The acidity is very low in it. For those of you guys who, again, do not like bitter coffee, this would probably be very good. I don't think that a rating system I can get behind. Not is absolutely rude. But it's just too sweet for my palate, for my taste, for the way that I like my coffee. It's not a bad cup by any means, but it's just not my cup of coffee. But Mother, as always, I do appreciate you. You mean the world to me. Blend it with a dark roast. I probably could. I think it would be. I think it'd be interesting to put it in with that. To put it in with Ribs coffee, and I've only got a little bit left of that one, so I could probably get away with that. Blend that one and this one. Maybe get like a chocolatey covered starfish. No, I like a chocolatey covered blueberry. Maybe give it a little bit more wallop. Because Riv's coffee was probably about the perfect amount of bitter of what I look for. Not like kicking in your face, but enough of a push undertone for it. So I think if I mix that one and this one, it might be pretty decent, I would imagine. It would probably bump it up a couple of notches, a couple of points. But, yes, Mother, thank you for the wonderful redemption. But that is your roast rate. Thank you all for waiting, watching, and participating. Let us get back to some Resident Evil, shall we?